public comment will be 3 minutes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well,
And please state your name for the
my name is Jonathan Belfort. I reside at 300 Colorado Springs Road, Reno, Nevada, 89510. First, I'd like to make sure that you guys are aware of a few things. I have 2 jurisdictional challenges submitted to Washoe County. One has to do with the administrative process violation. The other has to do with a land patent that I recently discovered that my property does fall under land patent and may not be subject to Washoe County restrictions and authority. My next point here is I'd like to refer to the middle row here of these people. We got Jeffrey Earl Hill, we've got Connie Schreck, we've got James Lee Schreck. When they say that there is no correlation between code enforcement and Wilcox, the debacle going on at Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association, that's totally untrue. I have submitted evidence to the Administrative Hearing Office that there is a connection between the Schrecks. Jeffrey Earl Hill works for the city of Reno in the building sewer department, and there is some collusion going on here, and we have proof of it. We've submitted probably over 2,000 pages of criminal complaints that have been completely ignored by the DA's office and counsel for Washoe County, Mary Kinderis. I'd now like to refer to, I submitted this with Mr. Geisinger as Exhibit 777. I do not know if he provided it to you, but I'm going to be reading either or. If he did or did not provide it to you, it was submitted. I'm going to read some excerpts of it, which to date, I believe this explains the situation more than I could in the 15-minute time I have. This is a letter to Mary Kinderis, WDA Counsel for Washoe County. Thank you for your response to my FOIA request. I do find it more than coincidental that a Washoe County Deputy District Attorney is responding to my FOIA request personally. Could it be it was on the same day that the Washoe County Lands Bill was introduced or reintroduced? It is my opinion actions by Washoe County and complainant James Lee Schreck have a direct correlation to announcements having to do with Washoe County Lands Bill, Los Altos Toll Road, geothermal development in the Warm Springs area of Palomino Valley, $100 billion data center development in the area dating back to 2019. My question to you is, why have you or the District Attorney's Office not responded to the sworn criminal complaints being sent to you by my associate, Jeffrey Wilson, concerning embezzlement, fraud, racketeering committed by former officers of Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association, Washoe County, and City of Reno employees? I hope you, as an officer of the court, realize you are obligated to report, investigate crimes that are reported to you and protect citizens' rights. This is why I wish to take the opportunity to memorialize some of the facts in the matter of WVIO-PLA-240-100. I obtained my Washoe County building permits on November 28th, 2019. The state of Nevada was declared a state of emergency due to the COVID-19 pandemic that lasted 2.5 years and was declared nationally March 12, 2020. This is just 4 months after spending approximately $22,000 for plans and permits for a small cabin and engineered septic system. These permits began at the start of winter, so I could not be reasonably expected to begin construction in an area above the snow line during inclement weather and limited access due to road maintenance. In July of 2020, I began construction of an engineered septic system at a cost in materials and equipment of over $30,000, not including several months of heavy-duty labor due to rocky terrain. And I also have the pictures with me, detailed pictures of the construction of that part. I also actually forgot to note, if you're questioning my resolve and my feeling that I'm 100% right and reasonable in this matter, yesterday I filed a county claim against Washoe County for $5 million for due process violation, selective enforcement, racketeering involving Washoe County employees. And I might add that anyone who is a decent Washoe County employee not involved in any of these activities, I apologize that you're having to listen to some of the things that are going to come up in here. Okay, 30,000. 7 months of heavy-duty labor due to the rocky terrain. This engineered system equaled or surpassed the cost of the cabin. In early November, I contracted a very severe case of COVID-19 at a weekly meeting of Auxiliary Station 450 Truckee Meadows Fire Rescue. I was incapacitated almost 2 months and was in a weakened state for many months after, continuing to this day, and survived unassisted in an off-grid situation. I did not receive any compensation or stimulus from any source and carefully survived on my savings. During this time, Washoe County received $92 million, or was it $99 million, payments from federal government for COVID relief. The state of Nevada ordered a moratorium on evictions that was in effect until December 31st, 2023, just 5 months before Washoe County sought to deny me my remaining building permit extensions that were represented to me in writing and that I relied on, and literally throw me off my property, rendering me homeless. According to information received from Washoe County Building Planning, there is a provision for delays in completion for good cause. Apparently, this does not apply to me, as Washoe County Building Planning did not reply to my inquiries for over 40 days, and only after 3 emails and a registered letter, and to this day have never addressed my claims of being COVID-19 pandemic impacted, or my struggling to deal with what is now being referred to as an inflationary crisis, not to mention my assertions of health issues, which should be sufficient to extend my permit, but if necessary, will elaborate further at the appropriate time due to my privacy. This shows a concerted pattern of Washoe County Code Enforcement Building Planning to take retaliatory actions against me for reporting crimes and intentionally preventing me from building on my property in what has amounted to a racketeering operation involving current and former Washoe County employees, land developers, investors, and former officers of Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association. I'd like to stop at that point and point out, 2 weeks after I received the notice from Washoe County, I saw a bunch of heavy equipment moving in on the property next to me, located at 0 Para Springs Road. They then proceeded to do a large amount of unpermitted grading and built a land bridge across a waterway, altering the waterway, and all with no permits, as confirmed by FOIAs under the Freedom of the Information Act, that there was a complaint in November when they started doing the grading, and I FOIA'd it again. There was no corrective action taken. I also have numerous instances of retaliatory selective enforcement against me in the 3 surrounding properties. I've got pictures. They've all been submitted. I don't know if you've gotten them yet. Also, another thing I'd like to point out is the original recording of the Administrative Hearing Office several weeks ago was then reissued. The link to it was reissued by Building Planning. I didn't realize this until I scrolled down, and I thought, why is the adverse party to this reissuing links? I had viewed it before on the Administrative Hearing Office's link, and then further reviewed their link, and I believe, based on information and belief and witness, that that tape was altered. There were parts of it softened, and that may have been what you people viewed. And I have all the email chains to do with that. Okay, back to Exhibit 777. Taking retaliatory action on me for reporting crimes, intentionally preventing me from building on my property, amounted to a racketeering operation. Former officers of Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association, that would include James Lee Schreck, Jeffrey Hill. I'd also like to point out Mr. Hill